What?
Hey, if it's okay, I'm gonna move us on to the next topic because we've been on this one for a while.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm trying to get in a few others. But the next one is a little bit of like a role play-ish scenario. So picture this. You are a bard accompanying your guild on a delve into a recently opened dungeon. After upgrading your node, and after a fierce battle through now barren halls, you come across an ancient device with a crystal lodged into the top of it. Behind said device along the wall are ancient runes you can spend 5 minutes working out the key to. After deciphering, it tells you that the crystal is a holy relic of an ancient god of thunder and can be used during siege defenses. It also notes that there is a hidden path in the mountains to the east that leads to an altar that mages can fuse their power into to in turn empower the relic further wherever it may be. More than 5 mages and the relic will malfunction, and at 10 it will explode. It will take a caravan to move said relic back to your city, but you now have a powerful tool to defend your city with, so long as your enemies don't learn of its existence and discover its weaknesses. Just a little word vomit of something I thought would be cool that brings siege gameplay to locations outside of the direct battle for the city. TLDR, I hope ancient relics are more than just an unlockable feature and something that breathes life and content into the open world.
That would be a really cool relic.
Right?
That would be awesome. That would be me contacting all my friends in the Kingdom Project and saying, hey guys, I need an escort, please, because we want to get this back. Because one thing we're going to all try to do is, go to the same node area and build that node up. So I'm like, we want to protect our node and protect our city.
Yeah. Virtek, what are your thoughts on something like that?
I kind of really like that, if I'm being honest there. I think I'd have to agree with the TLDR that they put there. The hope it's more than just an unlockable feature, but something that breathes life. Like it actually takes some interaction with and kind of dramatically changes how you may end up playing the game in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
And to be honest, I kind of really like the idea of some of the relics maybe being hard to move. And kind of like they were saying, it's going to take a caravan to move the relic back to the city. Like it should be like an event.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be dynamic. And if you pull it off, what an amazing story later.
Absolutely.
Right?
Can you imagine how many times that could change hands on the way from, a raid over to a node's specific building that it needs to be housed in?
Right. And I also like it because it kind of feeds itself back into player-made content while also being a developer-made content item. It gives me vibes from Dungeons and Dragons, like Relics, and especially with Call of the Netherdeep and Critical Role stuff of the Vestiges being these things that are like imbued by gods, and they change and adjust like whatever is going on around you in a big way. Like these are big magical items, not just your typical common or rare. These are like legendary magical items, basically. And I think it'd be cool, now that I'm thinking about it, if ancient relics kind of took on something kind of like the Vestiges have on, where they have different states of awakening, and that's tied to world state.
Right. So if you're having to take it and awaken it more to make it stronger,
yeah,
then that's another time you're moving it.
Yeah.
That's a huge risk versus reward there. Yeah, that's really cool. I love that.
Or even for that matter, like it reaches peak power when every node that can level up has leveled up. So then as soon as another node is destroyed and it drops down to 0, it loses power.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Like the more levels it drops, the the more it or the more levels that drop because of a node being destroyed, the more power it loses. So if you drop a tier 6 Metropolis, it's going to lose a giant chunk of power. But
Yeah.
if someone just knocks out like a level 3 or 4, it's nowhere near as much power lost.
Yeah.
Right.
Sir Unsington says BDO Awakenings.
Something like that would make people, like if it were connected to not just the node it's protecting, but all of the ones that node is attached to, right?
Yeah.
In that area, then they would start going and attacking all the small nodes that don't have as many defenses to make that relic lose some of its strength.
Yeah. My vassals. Yeah.
Just think though, it'd also make a lot more nodes in the ZOI want to come to the defense of nodes being sieged too.
So true.
Also, I suppose other nodes that are outside of that ZOI might want to help jump into the battle as well, because it'll be less power that Metropolis is holding in their reliquary.